OCO. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the old fart talk. And anyway, just wanted to say hello and talk about something that most people want to try to avoid. Think of it like, oh, that man, I don't want to hear that kind of stuff, man. It's real depressing. I'm positive. I'm for positive thinking. That's what we need on the channel and stuff. Well, that's right and wrong at the same time. The old saying goes, there's a time and a place for all things. It's like even in the book of heaven, a time for dying, time for laughing, time for crying, on and on, right? Okay, but here's the thing. We all go through the one thing no one likes to want to talk about very much, is depression. When someone tells you, I'm there for you, man, but when you go to call upon them, whether on the phone or through Skype, Messenger, whatever it may be, or you can tell that person is not really into it. It's kind of like, can't you just change the subject type of thing? Excuse a little sassy over here. Well, she's not so little. She sees her Uncle Chet, and she's wanting his attention, and he's busy right now. But anyway, the thing is, everyone wants to make it obvious, when if you're depressed and you need to talk about whatever's bothering you, right? So they act like, I don't really want to hear it, because it's depressing and stuff. See, that even puts a person who is depressed in a more depressed state, right? And now, there's some of you who may be watching and listening might be guilty of that. And there's a lot of you who are not. So it's kind of a half and half type thing, right? But the thing is, remember this, because let's say you're the person who, I don't want to hear it. It's depressing. Then when you go through it, you're going to get the same taste that you gave somebody else. You will get it back and in full measure. All right, first of all, I mean, there's one thing, if somebody, all right, they're not depressed, right, but they're just negative. All right, there's no room for that. But you take a person who's got some problems that they're struggling with, depression and what have you. They need an ear. We all, when we're going through something, I mean, it's not that we're expecting that the person have the answer when we're going through such things. We want just someone to be there to listen who cares. You can tell who cares and who don't. And unfortunately on social media now, you're going to get some that really do care and got good big hearts, and then you're going to get a majority who don't care, and they're only on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever it may be. They're only there for one thing. They want to grow their social media status. They want to make money. Alright, let me just say this real quick. If your goal is just to make money and make money alone on YouTube, to be a full-time YouTuber, to make money and nothing but for that alone, then you'll fail in the long run. There are other YouTubers that have done so and they have failed, and some they haven't yet came to that position where they utterly crashed yet, but it will happen. And besides, look at it this way. With all this stuff looming with the Ukraine and all this, and plus China salivating over Taiwan, do you honestly think that there isn't going to be a world war that will affect all countries? Let me tell you something. When war hits this country, it's not if, it's just when. But I'll say when it does, whenever that may be, no one, not me, not you, or anyone, is going to have access to the internet. Maybe for a brief time in the beginning, maybe. But in the end, you're not. But, oh, she's just really frustrated here. She wants that attention. But anyway, she just wants that so bad from her Uncle Chet. But anyway, everyone goes through depression, all right? And a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But I think one should, really, seriously. If you got something on your mind, don't be afraid to get the load off. And you know, just kind of stay. You don't have to give word for word all of what's going on, but talk about it anyway, a little bit anyway. And it'll help you to do so. It'll help get the load off. It ain't going to get rid of the problem, but it will get the load off. And you know, and don't be afraid of trying to get help, wherever that help may be. The thing is to one, to recognize that they need help. But there's times you feel like the help that you're looking for just isn't there. Usually that's because sometimes, like, maybe you're going to a psychiatrist, and you can tell that psychiatrist is there for one thing: money. Not all of them, mind you, not all of them, but you can tell the ones when they're there just for the money, because they're looking at the clock on the wall, or they're looking at their watch, or you know, they're just kind of sitting there, and you can tell they're not really writing. You know, they're scribbling, doodling, right? So how does that make you feel? More depressed, angry, sad, you know, wondering why you were there, you know, how that you'd be better off, whatever, right? You know, so the thing is, when you're going through depression, if there's someone that, you know, you can talk to, even if they don't have the answers, if they're just listening, because it helps to get the load off. I mean, you would be surprised just sharing something, you know, on like YouTube or Instagram or whatever, that you'd feel a little better. You know, and if you don't want to hear comments from people, turn your comment thing off on there, you know. But the thing is, you can set a filter for, you know, when people's got certain negative, bad things, you know, to say to you, to insult you and all this, well, then you have a filter, you know. But I'll tell you another thing, that it don't work for everybody, but I'm just saying, one thing to consider is trying to stay busy. That keeps your mind going, you know. But let it be something busy that you like doing, you know, or something. That helps. But, you know, it really all depends on what's depressing you. What's depressing you? What makes you depressed? What has put you in that state? And I would say to others on here on YouTube, okay, is that when somebody needs to talk and get it off of their shoulder, their back, don't come down on them, man, because that could be you. And God knows only how many times that you complained about things. Nobody didn't want to hear you. And how did that make you feel? You know, some people just don't have anything that depresses them, but they have problems nevertheless. They just don't talk about it. But that will build up eventually, and they will explode. Some do. They just... So, you know, it's like, if you want to share something here, anytime that I'm having a live stream and, you know, we're maybe discussing depression or something, don't be afraid to come on live stream. Now, you don't have to have the camera on you. You know, you can just have your avatar up and stuff or whatever, but you don't have to have your camera on. You have your audio on, but talk about it. Get it off your chest. If you don't, you will explode. It don't mean you got to name names. No, but you can talk about your problem. And if it's others on there, you can say it's others, but you don't have to say exactly who. The ones who's doing it will have enough. They'll know it themselves because they're the ones doing it, right? But the thing is, when you have people that really care about you and you make them monitors, all right, they or say monitors, moderators. If you make them a mod, all right, if they spot it, you spot these people that's doing it, they'll get rid of them, boot them off. And let me say to moderators, okay, whose ever channel you're moderating, you know, when people are on live and stuff, and there's someone in the chat that's being negative, all right, think of this. Keep this in mind. Even though you know that person, though you may not have no beef with them, it is okay to put them on a timeout and even tell them, you know, saying, look, you know, it's not about, you know, that I'm taking sides here. It's that you just can't do that on here, okay? You got to respect that. Whether you got that person who's being negative or who's got a beef with the person who has a channel there or not, they got to respect it. I don't, all right, people that has done me wrong, I don't go to their channel, okay, and I don't watch their crap, you know, when they're being, well, you know, well, I'm not going to go over and visit their channel. They don't interest me. They got their own thing, their own world, and they can stay there and do whatever it is they do and be happy and leave it at that. But when they come over to my or your channel and they want to start stuff, you know, they get mad because you don't give them the time of the day to spout their crap. They have a channel to spout their crap on. Whether their accusations is true or not, all right, remember this. There's two sides to every story, all right? There's my side, like with Braveheart and me, for example, all right, though that's over and everything, but there's my side and then there's her side. There's two sides to every story. You know, and with anybody, one could be right, it could be maybe both right, and or both wrong, whoever it may be, the parties involved. So that's a problem about taking sides, you know. It really is. And so that's another topic all in itself right there. But my whole point is, when people are depressed and they need to talk, you need to be there for them. If you are their friend, if you are a family to them, you need to listen to them, because a person knows when another person is not interested. When they're somewhere else and they like, oh yeah, you don't hear them say it, but it's like they're saying, you know, it's like you hear them saying, oh God, why don't you just shut up? Give it a break. I'm just sick and tired of this. Can't you get into something positive? Well, if a person could be positive when they're depressed, all right, then they wouldn't be depressed now, would they? Think about that. But everyone, you know, can suffer certain degrees of depression. Now, sometimes we call it the blues. Like when you're going through the blues, that can be well, it basically is a temporary thing. Depression could be full time, and it's up and down, up and down, up and down. And just the slightest little thing can make that person even feel more depressed. And it don't help when you just sitting there, yeah. Or it don't help if you don't stop to really listen, because they know, okay, a person knows. But depression hits everybody. Some to a greater degree, some a lesser, but we all go through some sort of depression at some point or time in our lives. We're all human. And those who've been in the military and has been through a whole lot, don't look at them like they're crazy. Let me tell you something. If that means that they're crazy, all right, you must be crazy, or you would be crazy by your own standards there, if you went through what they went through. Okay? You know, you got to put yourself in the other person's shoes. You know, walk a mile in their moccasins. You know, and you hear a lot of, you know, and the one thing that will depress a person more than anything is when you get judgmental attitudes towards that person. Yeah. So the thing is also, I guess, is the key is you got to find a level ground, and high at that, so that you can be able to fight off these things that depress you. You have to have the high ground, and it's not easy. It's like a battle. A battle's not easy. But once you get to your high ground, you have the advantage. And that's what you need in your life, in your mind. I need it, you need it, we all need it when dealing with depression. So, no matter what you're going through, remember you're not alone. But if you want to, you know, but guys, someone that's going through stuff, be there to listen. You know, that goes a long way. And you know, give positive and true feelings from the heart of goodwill, not fake. That anyone can see through that. But be there for them. Love one another, okay? Love makes the world go round. Hate and bitterness stops it, okay? So love one another, all right? and this rule, it goes into all faiths and creeds, and it's all based off of one rule, and they call it the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. You treat others with respect, they will respect you. Now, yeah, there are some people you will try to show respect to, but they won't respect you. Well, that's on them, not on you. But, now, understand, I got my problems. I have mine, and I'm sure some of you have your own. But if we can share together or what's bothering us, or get that load off, it'll go a long way. And talking about it helps. So if you want to talk about it when I'm having a live stream, and it's we're doing one, and I'm thinking about doing one covering the grounds on depression, hey, feel free to share what's going on. All right, I think it's an important issue, because there's a lot of things and events in one's life that can really put one, over the top, so to speak. Make you blow your stack. And you don't need that. No one does. I don't. You don't. We don't need that in our own lives. And it's bad when we're going through it, because you feel like it's an invasion of the body snatcher thing, because you feel helpless, and you see these things going on and happening within you, but you feel helpless to stop it. But you're needing help. So, hey, let's be there for one another, okay? So, let me say thank you for listening. And, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. But, thank you, Wado, for listening. All right? So you take care, be blessed, and I will catch you another day. And remember this, you're not alone, I'm not alone. We all need somebody. Remember that song, Lean on Me? I love that song. So, hey, how about one day we want some of you who feel like doing it to collaborate, and we'll work on it, and we'll sing together, Lean on Me. That would be cool. Alright, I'll catch you later. Love you. Take care. Be blessed. Aho.